Hi, Russell D Felan, Steven's dad, and I am coming out on his finale show tonight. So let's get her done.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dad.
Is he gonna come out over there too?
Are we on? Hello, hello, hello. I'm sure we can hear us.
Come out over there too? Oh yeah.
Yeah, are we on?
There we go. Hey, Daddy-o!
What's happening, son?
Yo, so things happen. I understand things happen, but hey, who better than special guest than my father?
Yeah, I'm your daddy-o.
Yeah, we were scheduled today to have Kevin McGee and Lil Yoda, but they had to go to to California for something. And it is what it is, and it is what it ain't.
I'm Plan B.
So we got my dad, and even better.
Plan B.
And even better.
So I was going to be the second guest for tonight after these guys. And I said, man, it's your last for a while. And I said, you know what? It's time I'm on here to support what he's doing as far as the podcast and talk about some of the crazy things I've done in the world. One or two things, maybe 3, maybe 12. I don't know. So when these guys canceled on him, I said, I guess we're going to go on earlier.
Yeah.
That way I get to bed early, which I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, they wanted to reschedule, but I told them, hey, I'm going to take a hiatus for a bit to deal with life, to make sure that I have more time for myself, for my dad, and for the people that care about me. So it is what it is, and it ain't what it is.
Whatever reasons you have, do what you need to do what you feel you need to do, and then come back strong.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
That's what I believe in.
Thank you.
You know, luckily he's been here for a few years at this residence. I'm glad I was able to find this where I grew up next door, and God gave me the option of picking this property up. I did, and surprised him one day with the property, and he's been here ever since. So he's like a half a minute from my house. So I'm glad to have at least one of my boys nearby.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this.
I need somebody to cut the grass for free. So he's here.
Let's do this introduction right. I'm going to go ahead and I don't think you heard my radio voice. He goes by Billy on the Board. He is going to introduce you, Dad. I'm going to say your real name, of course. But anyways, live in the Bone Zone, it is I, Billy on the Board with Russell Dean Felan, my father. I love you, Dad. So yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
Billy.
And I'm sitting here going like,
no, because when I started the podcast, when I started the podcast, it was just audio. So it's easier for me to have a conversation with Billy and stuff. And then when I added video, people were like, what the fuck is this guy doing? So,
yeah. Where'd that come from? It comes out of my back pocket. I put it away.
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Yeah. So
I don't need a voice like that, do I?
No, you already got it. You already got it.
Hi, what's happening?
Yeah. All right. So for people that are used to watching the podcast, are used to having me have local artists, small business owners and whatnot. I have had my mom on the podcast a few times.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Before me?
Yeah. Mainly because she was here a lot.
I'm done.
So I was like, hey, Bob, you want to get on the podcast? And she was like, yeah, fuck it. So,
yeah, what is she talking about?
Nothing. She really was just laughing.
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
Looking cute.
But I had fun with her, so I know I'm going to do the same with you, Dad. But yeah, for people that don't know, this is my father. He is an amazing person.
Yeah, I'm all right.
He is the pride of the West Side.
I don't know if I'm the pride, but I'm president. I'm the new president of the Prospect Hill Homeowners Association, which is the West Side, and I became president a couple of years ago. I was on the board, and then I was asked to be president because the former president decided to leave the West Side and move to sunny pastures, I guess. So I took it over. So I'm a registered president for the city of San Antonio for the whole West Side, which is somewhat of a interesting job.
Prospect Hill. Yeah.
Prospect Hill Homeowners Association. Right. So I help to get zonings done, Board of Adjustments. People have problems with the property, they can come to me to help to get things done. people that don't do permits and they get caught by 311. They come to me so I can help them get their permits, et cetera, et cetera. So it's been interesting couple of years. I was on the board first, taking it all in. Now I'm the president. So
Nice.
now I've moved up in the ranks. I get to be with the councilmen. I get to hang out with the mayor. Monday, I'm going to be with Chief McManus, great individual, and Council 5, City Councilman Castillo, and Sheriff Salazar. I'm also a precinct chair of the Democratic Party. So we want to talk about how we're going to try, and we can't get rid of the homeless, but we're going to try and smooth out some areas that are critically in need of some help to try and get rid of the homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So
cool.
I got that on Monday evening. Looking forward to that because I know these guys personally. I've known Chief McManus for years, since he became chief back in 2006. I was in the green room. Of course, all you know is the Prime Minister Rey Feo. If you don't know, now you do know. So we were in Channel 4 green room to come out on TV, and he showed up, and me and Ronnie Gabriel, our Rey Feo, looked at him and go, "Who are you?" And, he wasn't dressed up as Chief McManus. He had just gotten hired because I'm the new chief for the city San Antonio Police Department. And I said, "I'm Russell Felan. This is the Rey Feo, Ronnie Gabriel." And then they came in, and he stood up. I went, no, the king goes on first. so he sat back down, and we went on TV. And then McManus came on first. So
Nice.
The king goes on first. So he's been a great guy, and we see him in different areas around San Antonio. He's been the greatest police chief. I think very visible individual, very approachable. And he also knows me as the Mud King right after Prime Minister duties. Bill Drain, he is the executive of the Consejos. Threw my name in for the Riverwalk. And a couple of months later, I'm the ambassador of City of San Antonio for the Riverwalk.
Back then it was called the Mud King.
Mud King, yeah, I raised a little over $10,000 in 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So I've been lucky. I've been blessed
Yeah.
to do this stuff like that.
Let's rewind to you growing up as a young adolescent here in the city of San Antonio.
Man, I was a mean boy, man. Never went anywhere. My mother was very strict. Grew up right next door to my son. And from first grade to sixth grade, I was at Catholic school, Sacred Heart, along with Henry Cisneros. And so I was a Catholic boy.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was 8 years old, I ran for king with Sandra Vidial. She was running for queen, me and her running on a ticket. It was a penny a vote. Huh. And it was interesting how we became Duke and Duchess. We didn't raise enough pennies. But fast forward, when I was Mud King, I get a call from De Javala School for me to make an appearance there at the school. And I said, all right. So I grabbed my crown and my cape and drove in this beautiful 1929 Mercedes that I make appearance in. And the principal walked up to me and said, "Russell, I'm so happy for you to be here. Looking forward to you going on stage, talking to the kids." And I gave out little wooden nickels to all the kids. And, you kept with it. And I'm going like, well, yeah, just been lucky with this. No, all these years you've been keeping with it. And I didn't know what she was talking about. And I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Back in 1968, you ran for Duke with a little girl named Sandra Vidial." And I went, "How did you know that?" She goes, "I'm that little girl."
The principal
of the school. I went, wow. I don't remember going on stage after that. I don't remember the rest of the day after that. I was still in shock. She became a principal. She grew up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And she was very proud of a lot of things that I've done. I'm a former board member of the Guadalupe Theater, and that's led me into a lot of doing concerts, doing wrestling concerts there at the Guadalupe, where I get my boys involved into a lot of things that I do. And it's been fun being me, along with my boys helping me out, because if I'm doing an event, I get the concessions. and my kids get to keep the concessions.
Yeah.
You know, it's something to give them a little bit of authority, give them a little bit of leadership, saying whatever you raise, you keep. Okay. And I've had a lot of fun doing crazy things over the years and look forward to maybe doing more stuff. And I've had good boys. I still have good boys.
Yeah.
Where they're out there, you know, selling sodas, and they're out selling chips and popcorns at all my events. And they're just amazed. Daddy, they're going to let me keep all money. I said, it's my event, son. Keep the money. Daddy said, I'm keeping the door. You all keep concessions. Okay.
So you graduated Fox Tech. Huh?
Yeah.
Fox Tech. Go Buffalo. Go Buffalo.
1974.
That's where you picked up your trade for drafting. You've been doing it ever
Actually,
since.
I started in Irving. I started at Sequoia in junior high school.
Okay.
Started in Sequoia, 9th grade. I took music because my dad's a musician. My wonderful father, he's a musician.
Love you, Grandpa.
And he thought I'd follow footsteps. Paul Elizondo was my band teacher. And I told him who my dad was.
What instrument did you play?
I played drums.
Drums?
I played clarinet. And then sadly, my clarinet got pawned. I won't say by who. I won't say by who, because one day it was missing. I said, where's my clarinet? Who do you think pawned it? I went, you know what? I love my dad. Love my dad. I don't care what he does. He's number one. And so I went from that to drums. And so when Paul Elizondo got me on drums, and I tried so much to be a musician, and it just wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
Wasn't clicking. And Paul Elizondo was at my dad's wedding.
Okay.
He married my wonderful mom at Patio on the Luz. So we got a lot of ties here in the West Side. And it's amazing how things are related all the way around. You know, Patio on the Luz, Paul Elizondo will be my band teacher. I go eat at this restaurant that's at Patio on the Luz, which is Don Juan's. It's how it's all intertwined in each other, that the West Side is, everybody's on a first name basis.
Yes.
I go to HEB. How you doing, Russell? How you doing, Felan? How you doing? They seem to always know the same people coming back over and over, more than being, you know, just a person buying milk. You know, they're all very friendly, and they all know who I am because of me being prosecutor. You know, so I learned drafting, and then went to high school at Fox Tech. Took 3 years of architectural, and I went to college, and somebody offered me a job, and I've been drawing since I was 15 years old.
Nice.
So it's made me a few dollars.
So when you were 19, you were involved.
Let me think back. All right. I
You remember? Okay.
I remember the one day I thought I was 19. Okay, go.
All right. Well, you're 19 and you were involved with LULAC. Were you the youngest president to be part of that?
How did you remember that? Do you have like a cue sheet?
Yeah, I do. I have it.
Is it written down?
It is.
Yeah, when I was working for Lloyd Jerry and Richard Sanchez, they were architects, big time architects I was working for. And Richard said, well, we're working some apartments that are owned by LULAC Council 2. And I went, a nonprofit owns apartment complexes, 2 of them. And I said, yeah, we're going to be working on it. You may want to think about joining the LULAC Council, and it would help us to better do our job and maybe keep us as architects if one of our intern architects was going to be a member. So I said, you know what, I'll join. Yeah, you know, who would think that years later I would become the youngest president of LULAC Council 2, who owns Feria de los Flores and owns the Rey Feo as an entity.
I'm sure that record still holds, huh?
I guess it's something just got a diaper that says, "I'm gonna be president." I don't know. You know, who cares if it still holds?
I think it's really neat. I think it's really, really neat.
Yeah, and from that, from LULAC, somebody asked me to join the Kiwanis after I left LULAC. So I'm a charter member of Northeast Kiwanis. And being a charter member means you don't have to be a member, but you're always on the charter.
Okay.
And it's led me, I joined 4322 for a short time. And Henry Cisneros was a member of that. So I've jumped around. It's nicer to jump around to get a better flavor in life.
Yeah.
You know, get a better idea of what's going on the other side of the fence.
All
So,
right.
you know, I'm doing all right.
So when did you start DJing?
Jesus. Well, where does that see that? Man, I don't see that.
I heard you used to mix it up on the Riverwalk.
And you don't mean mixing it up. So I needed a job, and I answered a little ad. They were looking for a backup DJ at Royal Street Crossing on the river,
Okay.
which is now the Republic. And I go and answer the ad, and the guy that's the DJ there at that time was Disco Pete Rendon. And I look at Petey, and he looks at me and goes, "You're answering the ad for DJ?" I said, "You're the DJ here, and you're looking for something?" He goes, "Yeah." And he hired me because we went to Irving together. We used to play basketball.
Nice.
He used to always kick my ass at basketball. God, man alive. He just kicked my ass. So he goes, "You want a job?" I went, "I want a DJ job." Yeah.
All right.
So he hired me and taught me how to speed mix. And I worked there for like 7-8 years.
All right.
Going, you know, I worked during the week, and then he worked weekends. He always took weekends because that was a lot of people. And then I got hired at the Marriott Hotel on weekends, and then we battled it out. It was his club
Versus
and then my club. And people would leave my club and go to him, or people would leave his club and go to mine. So it'd go back and forth. It was just down the river.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're a second generation river rat, huh?
Yeah, I'm a second generation. My dad was a river rat working at the Hilton Hotel, and you're a river rat. So I don't know if there's going to be any more rats after us. But, you know, once you're a rat, you're always a river rat. Yeah. You know, so it's interesting. I don't know why they call it river rats. It's kind of stupid. But have you seen those river rats?
Yeah.
Pretty damn big.
I have.
Thank you.
I have. Hey, that's a
Thank
shame.
you. Pretty big. Anyway, so it's been interesting to have all these names and stuff, or be linked with some of the San Antonio traditions. And being a river rat, you know, my dad always said, every once in a while I'm working on the river, so they call it river rat. Why, Dad? I don't know why they call it river. It's kind of stupid. Then I'm a river rat. I don't know why they call it stupid. Now you're a rat.
Yeah, man, I don't know why.
The stupidity carries for years.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting how my dad worked at Hilton Hotel as a driver, and then he worked at the Navarro garage, which is on the river, and he worked for years. And when I remember when I was going to college, that I didn't have a job, and this was before DJing, and he goes, "Go over to the Hilton and tell him you're my son. Maybe they'll hire you." So I had just gotten my driver's license. I had a paper license. I didn't have my license yet. I had paper. I went down there and applied, and I'm talking to the manager and said, "My dad told me to come down here and apply." I said, "Okay, all right, fill this application. We need drivers." And he goes, "Give me a driver's license." And I give him the little paper, and he looks at it and he goes, "You just get this today?" I went, "Yeah, I just got it yesterday." "You don't even have your license and you're applying for a job?" He goes, "My dad told me to come down." He goes, "Who's your dad?" I said, "Robert Felan." And he looked at me, and honest to God, he goes, "Robert Felan's your dad?" I went, "You remember?" And I went, he looked at me and goes, "Your dad's a legend. You're hired." And I went, "You're kidding me." He goes, "Oh, we still talk about your dad. Your dad was an amazing man. He did so many wild, beautiful things. We had a monorail at Hemisphere.
Yep.
And that monorail
1968
collapsed, fell to the ground. My dad stopped driving a car, ran across, and he was telling me the story. He ran across, started pulling people out of the monorail. And when everybody was saved, he told a guy, "I got to go back and load that break." And he walked back to the Hilton, finished up his job. And all people said some guy ran from the Hilton.
I remember you told me that the news tried to interview him.
Yeah,
He was like, "I'm supposed to be at work." No,
at work. I can't be interviewing to help you. I'll get fired. So he was. I remember years ago, when we were little. There was a 2-story house in Buena Vista. We had just come from buying food from Karam's, one of all-time favorite, next to the malt house. And we're buying food and heading back home. And there's a fire on Buena Vista at a 2-story. He stops and said, "Kids, stay in the car." And he ran in and pulled the people out of the house. and put them on the yard, and then fire truck hadn't even gotten there, and then and he got back in the car and we took off. And they told the fire guy, some guy pulled us out and they took off.
Oh wow!
And I remember that.
That deserves.
And it was amazing. Yeah,
Love you, Grandpa.
it's like 3,000 people here, man.
Yeah. Hey,
How you doing? Hey,
did you know that we got a live studio
you're
audience?
cute. I want to take you home.
Yeah, live studio audience.
Yeah. So I didn't know you have a laptop, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes.
That's cool.
Oh.
Can you make me handsome? No, you don't have a button for that. All right.
Oh, actually, yeah, we do.
Oh, you have a button? Nah, I don't like it. My nose got too big. All right, do it.
To make you a robot.
Yeah. No, I don't want to be a robot.
You don't want to be a robot?
No. I'll be a regular.
Hello, Dad. You don't want to be a robot, Dad?
No. What the hell for? I'm fine.
It's just
So
audio.
it's interesting how things have stayed on the west side. I've been lucky. I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Been blessed. Yeah.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's it now. All right. So,
Okay.
all right, bye. So I do this to everybody. What I do is I have you roll the
I don't have
dice.
to take off my clothes or anything. Do
No.
I? Oh, okay.
I roll the
Great.
dice,
So
and
now
then
we're
whatever number you roll, I want you to think of something that maybe intertwines with that number. Okay. Like, let's say I roll a 3, and I'm like, oh, well, I have 3 kids.
All right.
So let's see what my dad rolls. 10. All right.
10.
You have something good?
No.
No. Oh.
Well, I do, but I said, I don't want
Heard.
to. Yeah, God gifted me a 10. 10. Jesus, I can't. I only have 4 boys, so I'm kind of short. 10. My address 2410
Oh yeah.
West Commerce.
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
10 I can think of.
That works. Or the other
Yeah.
one that you were going with at first.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
We'll edit it.
No, I don't.
No, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
Yes, we're live.
Oh,
on,
we're live. Really?
We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on another Facebook. This audio, of course, is going to be uploaded to Spotify. Thank you to everybody that is watching right now. Mike Mix, thank you very much for the comments. Yes, Pops did it all. Definitely. I got some big shoes to fill. And yeah,
And
all
they
right.
better be Converse.
Yeah, Converse or Nikes, huh?
Nikes, yeah. They better be Jordans.
All right, so what we're gonna do now
If
is
we have Jordan's autograph, they got to be Jordans.
yeah. We'll
Now
talk about your collection in a bit.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna play this game where it's called Which of These?
What's a what?
Which of these?
Do I want to be a bee?
But
What?
which of these?
I know.
All right, which of these? Vacation in the city or vacation in the country?
City.
City? All right. Which of these live in outer space or underwater?
Shit. How am I going to live? You mean in like a capsule, not
Yeah, I guess,
breathing
yeah.
underwater
I
like
don't know.
Aquaman? Am I going to be Aquaman or
You can, yeah, if you want.
Aquaman? Yeah.
Yeah, underwater. All right. Which of these? Be really tall or be really fast?
Tall. What the hell's wrong with you?
Which of these? Be able to speed up time or be able to stop time?
Stop time.
Stop.
Sure. Okay, go.
All right. Which of these? Fly like a bird or swim like a fish?
A fish. Aquaman. Hello. I got his autograph.
All right. Which of these? Watch a sunset or watch the sunrise?
Sunset. That way I can be with a nice lady and we can watch the sunset and get romantic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Getting up in the morning.
Hey, my
watching-
dad's single, ladies.
Yeah.
All
Go to
right.
sleep when we're doing
Which of these? Dance in public or sing in public?
sing in public.
Sing in public.
You've heard me sing.
Yeah. My dad does it really good. Frank Sinatra. He does it really good. Elvis. Yeah, he does. All right. Which of these? Have a sweet treat or have a salty treat?
Shit. Sweet. I wish I could do sweets.
Yeah.
Sweet. I don't like salt.
All right. Which of these? Have it rain every day or have it snow every day?
Rain. I can deal with rain. I can't deal with snow. every
Yeah,
day.
no snow.
Shit, no.
Hurt. Which of these? Be
Hurt.
too cold or be too hot?
Ah, man. Too cold.
Too cold?
I can deal with cold.
Yeah, because you can always warm yourself up. Right? So-
Yeah. I can always have a woman warm me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Which of these? Climb a mountain or swim in the ocean?
Aquaman. Hello.
All right. Which of these? Run out of ice cream or run out of cookies?
Run out of ice cream. What's wrong with you? Well, wait a minute.
Well, I guess you're okay with running out of cookies, right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about cookie. I care about ice cream.
Yeah. My dad always has a little Bluebell.
I always have
single portions
little
all the time. All the time. Right. All right. Which of these? Flying a rocket ship or flying a hot air balloon?
Rocket ship.
Rocket ship.
Yeah.
Rocket man. All right. Which of these? Plant a fruit garden or plant a vegetable garden?
Fruit.
Fruit. All right. Cool. All right. Which of these? Play an instrument in front of a crowd or speak in front of a crowd?
Speak in front of a crowd.
Speak. Huh?
Yeah. Can't play an instrument.
All right. Which of these? Sleep with the light on or sleep in darkness?
Darkness.
Darkness.
I wish you didn't know who I am.
All right. Last one. Wear flip-flops or wear sneakers?
Where?
Wear flip-flops or wear sneakers?
Sneakers. Come
Sneakers,
on. I'm
huh?
a sneaker lover.
I knew it.
You've never seen me. Well, I wore flip-flops, but I don't go anywhere without shoes.
Yeah. All right.
You know, and I got a collection of tins.
Well, if anybody is watching this live and would like to ask a question to my dad, by all means, leave it in the comments. I'll make it pop up on the screen like so. And there we go. All right. So much love, much love. All right, Dad. So let's talk about your museum.
Yeah, my memorabilia.
Yes.
You know, unfortunately, years ago when I divorced, what was her name? Gloria.
Yeah.
You know, I had nowhere to go, and my wonderful dad helped me, and he bought me this property with my funds, and I used his credit, but I paid all the payments on it, so it's my house. And of course, when I moved in, I gave Gloria everything, all my furniture, everything. The only thing I kept was my dining room table and my drafting desk. Drafting desk to make money, dining room table to sleep on because I didn't have a bed. And slowly I started buying items, and to keep me not so much thinking about, you know, his brothers, which I have twin boys, Troy and Brent, and my little one, Jax, Jax is now 27, and the twins are 29. You're going to be 40 next week. 25th.
Give or take.
Yeah, not close enough. Close enough for government.
Yeah.
So for me not to get depressed about missing my boys and everything, I started collecting autographs. You know, it's a hobby, and going to Comic-Con and meeting all these. So it's gotten kind of carried away, you know, and it is what it is now. Now I've got, you know, 100 guitars all over the place in my office, everywhere. I live in my house. I live in my office, wherever way you want to do it. And I've been fortunate to meet some great movie stars, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, John Bessel, and all these guys.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh my God, I partied with Charlie Sheen. I was on a tour bus with Billy Gibbons, partied with him. I was on stage with Kid Rock. And of course, I always get autographs. So I've been very fortunate to be able to hang out. Dan Aykroyd, we did an event together, and he is amazing. Very polite individual. And I haven't met anybody that's been a dick or anything. They're all very friendly. They're all appreciative to make extra money just by signing autographs. Yeah. You know,
Robert Horry, you got to hang out with Robert Horry.
Robert Horry, we got to do a couple things. Bill Bates, we got to hang out at a couple of events. Robert Horry hung out with us during Rey Feo, and I had already knew him. We used to go drinking together, and we were doing the Rey Feo. I said, hang with us. Yeah. And he the first event we went, you know, of course I got to introduce the Rey Feo, Ronnie Gabriel, and then the entourage, and then myself as the prime minister, and then the queens, they go next. We have rules when you got to be prime minister. And then of course any other dignitaries, and then the last. And then at this time I want everybody to put their hands together for one of the San Antonio Spurs, Big Shot Bob. And he used to walk up to me and go, "Damn it, I hate that." I went, "I know, but everybody loves it. So get your ass out there and say hello."
Yeah.
So he'd go out there, and then he'd sit with us and tell us little stories. Great guy to hang out. You know, we over the years, Ronnie Gabriel and I have hung out with Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Ginobili. I mean, it's been amazing when you are involved with so many nonprofits in San Antonio. that they are involved also. I see Tony Parker probably a couple times a year, and collecting autographed jerseys has been a bit of a passion for me. And it's interesting how it's progressed into such a large collection that I have, and you know,
Amazing.
my kids have them. If I got them, you guys got them. So
Yeah.
it's nice to get the praise from my kids saying, "Dad, you know, thanks for the autograph
So,
jersey."
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here next week.
How many autographs of her alone do you have?
I have a few. I have a few. Probably over 100 autographs from Angelina, and I have, besides her autographs, I have 2 full-size cutouts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Very good.
of Tomb Raider, and one of them in the kitchen, and then the one that she's wearing that blue bathing suit or
Oh, yeah.
swimsuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's in my bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, and I look at her every day when I get out of work. When I get out of bed, I see her every day, and I'm just fascinated with her. Not to mention, I have clothing from her,
Yeah, you do collect clothing from
different
movie stars, and you got a jacket that was Michael Jackson's.
I have I've got a jacket that was
And you have a
given to
shirt
my,
as well. Yeah,
and I have a shirt. I have his autograph. I got a couple of autographs, and I've been lucky where people know I collect and they bring me stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
you even got a Tupac autograph.
I got Tupac's autograph, right? And
He's
that
not
was
signing anymore.
yeah. I hear
You got
now.
a Prince autograph.
I got a few prints. I got a guitar.
Oh,
autograph.
and today or yesterday, Jerry West just passed away.
So I've got 3 jerseys signed by Jerry West. He passed
Yeah.
away today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
You got a Kobe.
I got a Kobe Bryant autograph, and I've got 7 or 8 Michael Jordans, and I got 4 LeBron James, and I've been lucky, man. I've been lucky. I thank God every day that I have access to this. Where people go, how come you can afford all of these? One, I have good friends that I buy wholesale, less than wholesale.
Yeah.
And to be able to either buy a Parker jersey or meet Parker and get something signed, that's amazing. You know, Tony Parker signed a Spurs guitar for me and Jax, and George Gervin. He's a former Mud King like myself, and he signed a Spurs guitar for Jax. And then of course some Cowboy Legends with Billy Joe Dupree, Too Tall, and a couple of other Cowboys.
What'd you do with them? What'd you do with the Cowboys Legends?
The Charlie Guajardo was a radio personality, and he was Cowboy Legends originally. And when Charlie Guajardo passed away, you know, I was always hanging around with Charlie. Charlie called me, goes, "Hey, the Cowboys are coming into town." And, yeah, man, I'm there. I'm there to help. I'm there to do whatever. And then that's how I met Billy Joe Dupree and the late Robert Newhouse. And then when Charlie passed away, we're at the funeral, and I'm sitting there with Sonny Melendres, who's a former Rey Feo and radio personality. And Billy Joe Dupree looked at me and goes, "Russell, do you want to take over Cowboy Legends?" And I'm looking at him going like, "What did you just say? You want to take it over?" I went, "What do you mean take it over?" He goes, "Well, Charlie died." I went, "Yeah, I know, we're at the funeral. We need somebody to represent us."
Yeah.
And I said, "You're shitting me." No. So I took over Cowboy Legends. He gave me maybe my cards, gave me my cowboy shirt, a cowboy watch, and they made IDs for me. And basically I said, well, I'm not going to do like Charlie.
Yeah.
You know, Charlie made money off of you guys, and I'm not going to do that. You all get all the money. And I just want to be able to say, I'm Cowboy Legends.
Yeah.
And of course, you got to sign everything I put in front of you. That's all the money I need from you guys. No zero currency. And then I'm upgrading you in hotels due to the fact I know Dick Tips at the Fairmont. He's one of our past Rey Feos and a damn good friend. And he said, anytime Cowboys are here, the Fairmont Hotel is Cowboys Hotel. So him and his wife are beautiful people to help me and to help what we do around San Antonio to do what we need to do. They're always extending a good hand.
You kind of did the same thing, but with the players from the Negro League. Remember what the Negro
League? I was
briefly. It was briefly.
Where do you have that written down, man?
Hey, I know about that. I know about that.
Man. Being part of the Negro League, I was at a flea market, and there was this guy that was their manager, and I'm looking at a couple of jerseys. This was like 20 years ago. And he was telling me that he was bringing in Satcher Page and a lot of other Negro League players, and he goes, "Hey, you want to be a sponsor?" And I look at him going, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Okay, you're gonna be the co-manager of these guys." So I come on the newspaper, that I'm co-manager of these Negro Leagues, and Henry Cisneros comes over and said, "I saw your name in the newspaper. How did you get associated with the Negro League?" And I went, "It's the weirdest thing. I believe that every once in a while, God puts you someplace, and if you don't grab it by the balls, you're going to miss out." And when that guy asked me, "Do you want to help us finance? You're going to pay." I paid for Satcher Page's hotel room, flew him in from Vegas, and put him up in a hotel. And it was an amazing thing to be with these guys. And it turned out that one of the Negro Leagues, I went to high school with his son.
Oh, wow.
And it was weird because he asked me, "Russell, where did you go to high school?" I said, "Fox State." He goes, "My son went to Fox State." "What years?" "74. My son.
That's how you already talked to him.
Yeah. So if my son went in 74, you got to know him. And I went, "Oh, my God, this is amazing," that I hung out with him. And then when I told him that we're doing an autograph session at George Gervin's bar, they were like, "You know George Gervin?" I said, "Yeah, I know George Gervin. Everybody knows George Gervin." So when they met, it was amazing in itself that that when they met him, George Gervin looked at the situation of how I got involved with him to being a Mud King and stuff, and listening to all the things that happened to them back when they were in Negro League, not being able to go through the front doors, and not being able to drink out of the same fountains, and not being able to do this and that, and telling George, "You remember that?" He goes, "No, man, my life was a little bit ahead of you. I didn't have to go through a lot of that, And I remember one of the guys, Roy, he was telling us that he was with the ABC, American Black Crackers, and that they were getting ready to they were in I think Mississippi, and they drove into the town, and the bus got egged. Okay, so they said we played on the field, and I said, "Really? They actually had field?" Actually, it was a cow field. And I went, "What do you mean a cow field?" "Yeah, it was just a field. So they already cut the grass, and we went out there and we measured out all the bases. It wasn't even a
court?
Football. It wasn't even a baseball field.
Basketball court.
No, it wasn't. No, it was just a field for cows."
Okay.
So they went and put the home base, and they measured. So they had to make their own baseball field.
Damn.
Because that's how they were. They wouldn't let them into the white field, so they had to make their own field. And I went, "You're kidding me." He goes, "Yeah." And then when it got late at night and the sun went down, everybody would park their cars with the headlights on to finish the game. And I went, "You're kidding me." He goes, "No, that's what we did. We you know what? We didn't argue. We didn't say nothing. We're just happy to play baseball."
Yeah.
And so I got to hang out with them for a whole week, and we did 2 gigs a night, 2 gigs a day, one for lunch, one at night to sign autographs. And all these guys, they were just amazing.
I remember doing an event at the Hooters downtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did that. Y'all did a few Hooters, and y'all did some.
I wish I had some Hooters.
Some
Right
county line. I think y'all did some county.
we did one at the county line. We did a couple. We did an event down the river. We did county line. We did a couple of Hooters. It was 2 events a day for 1 whole week.
Yeah.
You know, and I got them to sign. I gave Henry Cisneros a baseball signed by these guys, and then the last day, these guys gifted me with some original Spalding shoes, tennies, that they all autographed for me.
Nice.
And it's still in the box. And I got them on display, and they're signed by those guys. And they were really, really nice guys. You know, I'm really proud that I did something like that. Like I said, it fell on my lap, and I grabbed it by the horns. And I was happy. I didn't know I was going to be in the newspaper. But if it wasn't for that, Henry probably would have said, how'd you get involved in that? It fell on my lap.
Yeah.
You know, fell on my lap. And like I said,
it seems like you're in the right place at the right time sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes you just keep walking.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't grab by the bulls, you keep walking and then not know what's going on. So when that guy offered me, I didn't even think about it. I said, yeah, I'm in. You know, I'm in. And it was a great time. It was a whole week of being really a badass time with these guys. Learned a lot.
Yeah, I was there for a lot of the events. It was really fun.
Yeah,
especially when the waitresses would come by and they're like,
hey. Yeah. So we, you know, like with the Cowboy Legends, we did a golf tournament with Hooters. Some of the girls were Ronnie Gabriel, and these girls were amazed at the Super Bowl rings that Billy Joe Dupree and Robert Newhouse had, and I remember Robert Newhouse took off his ring and gave it to one of the girls and was passing it around. And I said, don't be surprised, it comes around all the way and there's a couple of diamonds missing. And he goes, there better not be a couple of diamonds missing. I said, yeah. So he came back and we're looking at it and going, yeah, it's okay.
You got a decent sized ring on your finger too.
Yeah, my Mud King ring.
Show the camera. Right.
Yeah. Green Lantern. No, it's not Green Lantern. But King ring.
All right.
Some of us that are they call us royalty. When you're a Rey Feo, a prime minister, a Mud King, where they consider us royalty. So a couple of Ronnie Gabriel has a ring, Bill Drain has a ring, a couple of other guys that were Rey Feos, they had rings to certificate all the money we raised.
Yeah.
Ronnie and I, and you know, there was 28 of us that put together raising money. We raised $213,975. You know, 200 grand, a little over 200 grand for scholarships for kids. And then we raised another 200 grand. After that, we gave that to LULAC, and then we had to raise enough for uniforms and medals and paying for the drivers for our cars for the 10 days. So that comes out of our own pocket.
Yeah.
And we had more events. I mean, the uniform itself costs $1,000. So every time you see a Rey Feo, they're wearing a $1,000 uniform that they only wear for 10 days, plus extra days where they're somewhere else. So being a prime minister, being a Rey Feo, we have 2 uniforms each. And that way I could rotate and send them. But every night, being prime minister, I had to send everybody's uniform to the cleaners at 3 o'clock in the morning and make sure they're back to the hotel by 6. Yeah. And it was a learning experience being prime minister. It was hard. It was difficult. But you know what? Yeah, that's another, you know, Ronnie goes, you're going to be my prime minister. I don't want to be prime minister. Hell no. And then Mr. Gabriel, his dad, said, you're going to be prime minister. And you don't argue with Gabriel.
Yeah.
So I became, and you know what? Man, hell of a lot of fun. Learned a lot. So I've been on 3 different courts. The last one was prime minister. I was on Bill Drain's court and Kirk Collier's court. So I've got a few uniforms hanging in my closet.
Yeah. And you got one on display as well.
I got my prime minister uniform hanging on display. And I think the tops still fit me, but the pants don't.
No.
You know, it is what it is. You know, they seem to be shrinking every year. It's not me. It's a uniform shrinking. Okay. So, and you know what? It shows if you haven't lived, then you haven't gotten around. Okay, if you want to sit on the porch every day and drink a beer, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to experience life, you know. And I've maybe had a little bit more experience,
Yeah.
but it's been fun. And I'm glad to say my kids have tagged along on a lot of these escapades. And I got Comic-Con at the end of the month, and I'm going to meet 4 individuals that have played Superman and get their autographs. So it's something on my agenda to do, and looking forward to it. You know, meet a couple of Supermans, and I'm going to meet Jeremy Renner, who Hawkeye. I'm going to meet him, and Chris Pine from Star Trek. A lot of good individuals.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get autographs. But I, you know, instead of getting an autograph on a photo that you're going to pay, sometimes it's better because you're going to pay $60 no matter what, 60 to $80. Might as well get something unusual more than just a photo.
Yeah.
So I have a guitar. I have a Superman guitar signed by, I have 4 Superman guitars, each signed by a different Superman. In other words, I don't have all the Superman signing one guitar. I got individual guitars. So I bought a pink Supergirl guitar, and one of the Supergirls is going to be there. And then each Superman is signed a guitar for me. So now they're going to sign a big Superman emblem that's got neon around that's custom made. They're going to sign the acrylic, all 4 individuals.
Nice.
So it's going to go displayed in my little museum. You know, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's a great collection of
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and luckily, you know, I picked up a Superman suit. I'm not wearing it, you know, and I have it on a mannequin, and that was donated to my museum, and I have it in my living room right now. The mannequin with a Superman suit, and I know it looks a little strange, you know, by my piano that I don't play, but it's going to go displayed.
What would you say is like your most like unique or weirdest thing that you have?
My 5-foot Batmobile that Jax used to drive when he was a baby.
Okay, and it's hanging in the ceiling now.
It's hanging upside down on the ceiling, and Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton signed it in person.
Yeah.
So I took this Batmobile and presented to Val Kilmer in person, and he autographed it. And I remember telling him, "You're my Huckleberry," and just walked away. And then Michael Keaton signed it about 3 or 4 years later, but I had to wait for Jax because it's his Batmobile. And he finally showed up, and we walked in, and Jax had the biggest. I think I've only seen him with that big smile maybe 3 or 4 times. Okay.
Yeah.
And he had the biggest smile in the world, and he tells Michael Keaton, "This was my Batmobile when I was 2 years old, and now I think he told me he was 22 or 23, and I was 27." And Michael Keaton autographed it, and then he autographed a Batman guitar for me. And so situation is, I've got 2 Batman guitars. One, I met Adam West and Burt Ward. They signed a Batman guitar, and then Michael Keaton signed. And I hung around with Stan Lee, which is amazing in itself every year. So, of course, I've got an Iron Man guitar signed by Stan Lee. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. But anyway, but he signed an Iron Man helmet. He signed a Thor hammer. So every time I got with him, I always made sure he signed something unique. Okay, that way, you know, I got 2 shields, hammer. He signed the Spider-Man thing. He signed a lunchbox, Avengers lunchbox. I think it was called the Super Friends back then. And we got to hang out with him, me and Jax. I mean, it was, you know, his manager was a very nice guy, and we hit it off. He goes, "Come and spend some time with Stan Lee." I went, whoop, whoop, whoop. So we met him, we hung out with him, and he liked what I had to say, you know. And he was really a nice guy. And it was amazing that every time he came to Comic-Con, I looked forward to getting with him. And not so much about signing all the time. sometimes it was just good to get with him, hang out with him, and not pester him for an autograph.
Yeah.
You know, just to hang out with him. You know.
Let's talk about your love for ragtop convertibles.
My what?
Ragtop convertibles. Your love for ragtop convertibles.
Probably my most favorite is my 29. I got a 29 Mercedes replica from Mercedes, and I've had it since 2004. And right before Rey Feo, me and the late Bruce Frazee, we picked it up for the parades. And after he passed away, I inherited the other half. So it's in my collection. I've also got an SL, a Mercedes that I bought from Bruce, and I got a Buick Centurion, 1972 Buick Centurion convertible. So I've had a fascination with convertibles since high school. So I've had a lot of cars in my lifetime, and you know, sometimes you can keep them all, and then sometimes you got to get rid of one or two because of finances.
Yeah.
You know, but luckily, you know, like my 29, I've had it a long time. You know, and I'm gonna leave it to my kids and then let them. You know, we went. My other three boys, we went traveling for like 2 years, almost every other weekend. I think Jax was maybe 4 or 5, and the twins 6 and 7. And we put the top down on the car, and we would go to New Braunfels. We'd leave on a Friday, and then go to New Braunfels, get a hotel room. Saturday morning, go swimming, and then go to San Marcos or go to Austin in this 29. And we would travel all over Texas in this thing. And then, you know, get a hotel room. And then Sunday morning, we'd go, you know, travel back to San Antonio, stop off where we need to. And we did this every other weekend in this car.
Nice.
And of course, the boys grew up with it. But when kids grew up with something, they don't think it's unique or different. They just think it's Daddy's car.
Yeah.
Until they got older and said, Daddy, you know, we were driving around in an antique car. And I said, well, yeah, y'all didn't understand that. You see it every day, you know? And I finally got it running again. And thank you, Andrew, for getting my little 29 going. And I'm going to take it out on Saturday, go to HEB, go buy some groceries, and then come back outside and have all this crowd around my car going, what kind of car is this? You know, I mean, it happens all the time. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful car. And I've had fun driving it this 30 years or whatever, 20 years, or whatever, how long I've had it. And it's been fun.
Yeah.
Now the boys are too big for it.
Yeah.
You know, the twins used to be in the back seat. Now Troy's 6'1" and he barely fits in the front seat. Yeah. So it's so amazing when they were little. We go traveling everywhere, and somebody somebody told me, you never had any problem. You know what? I never thought about having problems back then. It never broke down on the side of the road. I never had any trouble with that car. Of course, now I probably wouldn't take it out on the road, but back then it served its purpose. It's great. Good time with my kids. And they loved it because they were traveling.
Yeah.
They got to stay in hotel rooms. They did not know what room service was. The first night we did, we're going to order room service. Daddy, what's room service? Room service where you call down there on the phone, and then you order hamburger, you order chicken, you can order pizza. Oh, different, Daddy? Not 3 different restaurants? Jackson was always kind of the speaker. And of course, when we order the food, we'd be watching TV, and then he would run to the door and look out the door. No, they're not here, Daddy. And then sit down and then get up again. No, they're not here, Daddy. And get up. I mean, 3 or 4 times. And Jack, just sit the hell down. They're going to get here. And then ding dong. Oh, the food's here. And then after we eat, what do we do with the dishes, Daddy? You put them outside the door, and they're going to pick them up. So he puts them outside the door. And then I get up to see if they're gone, and they're right there at the entry of the door. I'm like, no, Jack's to the side of the door. Oh, okay, Daddy. So we were watching the movie, and he get up. They're still here, Daddy. Oh, not all over again. They're still here, Daddy. I went, Jax, just go pick them up. And then, Daddy, they're gone. Well, I told you. Man, it's great memories of my cuckoo kids.
Yeah.
Great memories with you and the boys. A lot of good things.
Yeah, I remember seeing Aladdin at River Center Theater with you as a kid when you had your truck, your Ranger.
Yeah, my little Ranger. Yeah. I've had a lot of great automobiles. You know, I had an RV for a little while, but then it kept getting graffiti.
Yeah,
my God, man! Somebody paid a lot of money
problem
for
was
this
on
thing.
the west side.
Yeah, and they would put refuge.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that means.
Maybe they were seeking it.
I don't know, but I eventually got rid of it. I got tired of always having to paint it, refuge out. But my boys always remembered. They were little when they had that, and that was before the 29.
Yeah.
And I told the boys, don't be doing crazy things looking out the window. No, Daddy,
like 04 or 5, something like that.
Yeah. And I remember we pulled into a gas station, and a lady pulled up, and she goes, "Those your boys?" He goes, "Yeah." You know they're throwing us the finger, right? I went, "You're kidding me." He goes, "No, they've been throwing us the finger." I said, "Boys, no, Daddy, we're not throwing the finger. We're not doing anything." I said, "She's not gonna lie. Why would she stop? Don't throw the finger no more." And I said, "Well, you know, they're kids. They don't think anybody.
They don't know what it
They
means.
don't think anybody's gonna turn them in." And one lady was a bitch. Turned them.
Yeah.
Bitch. Yeah, bitch. That sushi drove off. You know where they get it. Yeah. So hopefully my kids have had a good time.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah.
So if you can go back to your younger self, what's something that you would tell yourself? Whether good or bad, or
Save the baseball cards.
save the baseball cards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember I had a
huge
lot of
collection.
and I used them for my bike to make sounds, or I used them for whatever. And if I still had the Mickey Mantle or the Babe Ruth, it'd be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Save baseball cards.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of it. I mean, I've got, quite a bit of baseball cards, but they're all ones that I bought after my divorce in my second life.
Yeah.
But I remember having baseball cards and buying them at the store. That if I still had those, they'd be worth some money. You know.
Yeah.
I've only got one Mickey Mantle autograph. Okay. And it's on a baseball.
On a baseball card?
Yeah, it's on a World Series ball. And it is what it is. If kids would save autographs or baseball cards, put them in a notebook and just put it on the shelf. Yeah. And then let it progress in years. Take it out anytime you want. Look at them. Never take them out and put them away.
Just put them away, right?
Yeah.
You recently went and spoke at a high school, at Jefferson High School. How'd that go?
The teacher of the architectural class at Jefferson High School was in the San Antonio archives of drawings, and he was thumbing through some drawings and saw my Design Plus company and noticed that I hand draw all my drawings, and saw that, sent me an email saying he wanted me to speak at his school about how to design. He says, all my kids here know how to AutoCAD, but they're always AutoCAD something I design.
AutoCAD is doing it on computers, right?
Put in computer, AutoCAD computer, put in drawings. I AutoCAD, but I hand draw a lot of my projects. And so he wanted me to try and teach them how do you take a clean piece of paper and turn it into a single family residence or a 2-story residence or a small building or something. Where do you start? What's your first task, second task, third task? So I went and spoke to all these kids for an hour, and I told them, in college, the way they teach us how to do design work is you start with bubbles. And you start the first bubble, which is the entry of the house, and then you figure out whether you're going to go straight or this way or that way for the living room and for the bedrooms. And then you have all these bubbles with all these arrows. Then you turn those into boxes, and you have a floor plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically the same thing, but you got to keep in consideration that you've got setbacks because you have a lot, and the lot's a certain size. You got to make sure you fit within those setbacks. Then you know your perimeter of the box you need to put this house in. So I spoke to him for an hour.
Like the scales, you gotta know your numbers. You got to kind of be good at math, huh?
Yeah, I'm good at math. Yeah, 2 and 2 is 5. I'm good at math. Okay, so I've been lucky enough that I've done a lot of design work around San Antonio and around Texas. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been lucky. You know, I learned it very young. You know, I remember I was 14 years old, sitting in my bedroom, and my mother, after she would have a little scolding on me, I go to my bedroom and I just sit there and draw whatever.
Yeah.
You know, on my desk. She let me have a desk.
Oh yeah.
And she said, if you make any money, half. And you know what? I didn't complain. Mom, you know, put the 2x4 down, I'll give you half. Okay? So I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, I got a job and I made some good money back in the 70s.
Save the baseball cards.
Save the baseball cards, put them in a notebook, put them in plastic. And if you ever come over and take the tour, I always try and have extra notebooks, extra plastic, and I always try and put a couple of cards as a starter set.
Yeah.
I don't want to have 100 people in line in my house. All right?
I tell people about these.
Yeah,
people don't believe me. They're like, yeah, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, everybody. And honestly, I've had a few people walk in and look around and go, this can't be true.
I still do that every time I walk in.
This can't be real, you know? And I went, why can't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's too much to see.
I think maybe the location, like sometimes people freak out. They're like, you got this in the West Side? Like, what the hell? Like,
well, you know, luckily, Maria Cisneros has been to my place, the former councilman, District 1. And she said, Russell, why here? Because I grew up here.
Yeah.
I went to Irving. I went to Crockett. I went to different places around the neighborhood, to Wynn's. I used to buy chewing gum after leaving Crockett. And then I'd go get a malt across the street at the pharmacy. And then I'd look at my watch and I'd hurry up and get home because if I got home late, whop. So that was what I did. And now I'm living next door to that Wynn's, in the house I live there, the house I live in. And I've just been lucky. I've been lucky.
So growing up, we used to go to a restaurant. Now it's a 7-Eleven, I think 7-Eleven, the Malt House.
Malt House.
We used to go to the Malt House a lot, and we used to have a black cow and some fish or the crispy dogs.
And you'd be sitting there, you'd be taking pictures of your food and sending it to Facebook, and I'm going, why? Nobody gives a shit what the food looks like.
Yeah, I think that was like around the time with Facebook and all the social media.
It just got started. No, Dad, I can't eat yet.
I have to.
I can't eat yet.
I have to check into the Malt House.
Gotta check it in. I'm going like, man, what a waste of time.
How can I want to find a way where, because I really would like to have some of the chicken again. And I know that now at the 7-Eleven, they serve food there.
Yeah, they serve food, but it's not the same formula.
Yeah, but I wonder how we can get a hold of somebody to see if they're willing to sell the recipes or something. That way the name and the food can still live on.
Ralph Karam, not Ralph Karam, the Malt House, they tore it down and built a corner store. The property is owned by former Councilman Shirley Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
And when they tore it down, they thought they were going to bring back the chicken and everything, and then it didn't turn out that well. The deal wasn't made. So it's can't be done.
No,
can't be done. You know.
I just think it'll be cool. Like I know they put the sign back up there just for like.
Yeah, this is the former location of the Malt House. And like Paul Marie's was down the street. Yeah. And I'd go to Paul Marie's back in high school, and I had a convertible, and I was on the CB, and I'd call all my friends. I'm out here at the Malt House, and come on down. And then some of my other friends would join me, and we kind of take up one whole row with all our cars, and that's what we did back then.
Yeah, I remember we used to go and turn on the lights or flick over or whatever. So we would go to
and then a waitress would come out because the lights were on. Yeah. And she'd see what we needed and stuff. So I missed that. That.
Same thing with Pig Stand. We had a lot of memories there. Pig Stand. Yeah. A bunch of fun there.
I would take one of my cars, take the boys. We had our little chairs. Depending on what car, excuse me, we would take. The boys would tell me, "Daddy, what car are we going to take?" I said, "We're going to take this one." And they would go get their chairs and put it in the car.
Yeah.
So they were little, so they had Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, and Pluto, or some stupid thing.
Yeah,
And they were little.
I think you still have those chairs in the closet.
Yeah, I gave one away to this little girl.
I think
gave
they're
them
still
I gave one of them away. She loved the chair. She would come over, Sarah, and she would sit in this chair eating one of my ice creams.
Yeah.
And then I said, one day, you know what? Take the chair with you. And Ronnie goes, I can't believe she sits in this chair and watches TV every night. And I said, you're kidding me? He goes, no, she loves this chair because it fits her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It fits her. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm able to give things away to new generations.
Yeah.
You know, or like Jax, when he was little, I collect jackets.
Yeah.
Amongst a lot of
other
shit.
things, yeah.
So he had an Oreo jacket that I bought him. This lady had it, and I bought it. A little bitty jacket, Oreo cookies,
Yeah.
a racing jacket.
Racing jacket.
So I had it dry cleaned, and I gave it to him for his son.
Yeah.
And I had
the Hard Rock one, the little Hard Rock.
No,
one?
the Hard Rock was a big one. I gave him. I found a Fonzie jacket.
Oh, okay.
Leather jacket. I mean, it's like this big.
Yeah.
With all the zippers, and
I remember how badass he looked in it.
yeah, and he looked badass.
Yeah.
His hair pulled back or whatever, and I remember, I had temporary custody of Jax for a little while for whatever reasons, and so I called Henry Cisneros, and he had a private school half a block from me, like across the street. I said, Henry, I just need to put my son in here until we go to court, yada yada yada. So he goes, okay, put your son there. Don't worry about it. So I remember the first day it was cold, and Jax went, and it wasn't that cold. No, Daddy, I don't wear a jacket. So we went. So I picked him up. I just walk over there, pick him up. I wasn't. Oh, it's all right. Nobody speaks English, Daddy. They're all from out of town. And I went, they're all from out of town. He goes, yeah, they're all from out of town. So he befriended a couple of kids, and then the next day it was cold.
Yeah.
I said, take your Oreo jacket. Okay, Daddy. So I took the Oreo jacket, and then I go pick him up, and I said, how'd it go? He goes, Dad, everybody wanted to be my friend because it's a stupid jacket. You're kidding me. He goes, no. Everybody wanted. He goes, where'd you get this jacket? It's a beautiful jacket. I mean, because it was little for a little boy.
Yeah.
So he goes, I don't want to wear this jacket again because everybody wanted to be my friend, and he didn't like it. The first day, he met a few guys. Second day, everybody. So the third day, he goes, Daddy, I don't want to take the Oreo jacket. I said, then take your leather jacket. Okay, I take my leather jacket. Takes the leather jacket, and then I go pick him up. He goes, so how was today? He goes, Daddy, who's Fonzie? I went, what do you mean, who's Fonzie? Who's Fonzie? They're all calling me Fonzie. And I went, you're shitting me. He goes, no, Daddy, I don't know who Fonzie is, but everybody was calling me. I said, Fonzie was a character that wore a leather jacket. He goes, I don't want to wear this leather jacket again, Daddy.
No more jackets. So now
no more jackets. I'd rather freeze than wear another jacket. So I'm glad that my kids have had some good memories of crazy things that I've done or done with them.
Yeah.
Look forward to more crazy days.
Well, this is a memory that I'm
yeah. I haven't quite been that positive on your podcast. You know what? There's a lot of things to do in the world, and you've always supported this. Of course, I've never experienced it, but I've always gave you things for your place here, and gave you this table and these chairs to use them for your podcast.
Some of the
autographs.
all the autographs,
Yeah. I may take some back today, but it's been interesting how my kids have survived and done a lot of things over the years that they've grown up and got their own jobs. And one of my twins is a realtor, and Jax works for an electrical company, and Hondo is doing very nice, married with a couple of kids. Everybody's grown up and have kids. And they're doing their own thing, and I'm proud. They've been good boys
for the most part.
Yourself.
I think, tomorrow I'm going to be starting a job where I guess trying to do something with nonprofit. So I'll see. Maybe I have a little bit of it in
A little bit of my stupidity in there. So
yeah, to see what we can do.
Yeah.
And of course, I still want to get like a night job. So that's one reason why I'm going to be putting the podcast on hold again, because I need to really, really focus more on getting my shit together. You know, like I spend a lot of time trying to promote artists and other people and this and that. And it, you know, my investment hasn't paid off, but really, like, it has paid off because I met amazing people. You know, I've had awesome people on my podcast. My dad is one of them, of course. And it's just
I'm
fun.
a family member.
No, I know, but
I
you're
gotta
still,
support it.
yeah.
You're my kid.
You know, so
You're a
it's-
fan. I gotta support it.
It's really nice to be able to have my dad on the podcast. I'll tell you again.
Tell again. Man, hey, I gotta go to Vegas. All right, I gotta go.
Right. So it's really nice to have you on there.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I really,
It's been a bit of a hoot to talk about all these memories that I've got. To talk about, you know, the 29, which I'm very, very proud of, and then of course my collection, which I'm overwhelmed with all the stuff I got, and you know, sometimes I have no time on my hands, and I get up at night at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. You know, you get old, you got to pee. So then I can't go back to sleep, and then I get on my auction house, and then by the next morning I bought 4 or 5 items. What the hell did I do? All I did was pee, and then I end up with another jersey or another autograph. And luckily, I'm blessed that I've learned over the years, if you put a minimum amount bid, and if it goes over, God didn't want you to have it. So that's how I'm able to afford all things. I don't just keep bidding, keep bidding, keep bidding. Albert De Leon is my sheriff I hang out with. He works for the sheriff's department. And every once in a while, he'll tell me, oh, I bought this Parker jersey. I said, what'd you pay? $150. And I look at him and go, you stupid or what? I get them for 50, 60 bucks in my auction house. You're paying, I could have bought 3 jerseys with your money. He goes, yeah, I know. I just kept bidding, kept bidding. And then I got it. I said, me? I put in 50 bucks. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, there'll be another one tomorrow.
yeah, bid on something else.
Yeah, bid on something else.
Do you remember the first autograph you ever got?
Shit. Earl Holliman.
Who's that?
He's a B actor.
A B actor? Okay.
Earl Holliman and Larry Linville from MASH.
Oh, okay. I remember MASH because he used
Yeah.
to come on after wrestling.
Yeah, Larry Linville. And this was back in the 80s. I got the autograph from, God, she sang with the Runaways.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, man, I was just talking about her with Anna the other day. And something in the Black Hearts.
But it's a music group?
Yeah, she's a girl. Yeah, she wears a guitar way down here.
Oh, okay.
And
Puffy ass hair and stuff?
gay.
Gay. Huh.
So I'll remember in a minute. And I remember I went to the concert, got a room at the Hyatt, and this was back in the 80s. And Joan Jett.
Joan Jett. Okay.
Joan Jett. She started a band called the Runaways.
Okay.
Okay, and I have her autograph. And I remember after the concert, badass concert, you know, I go to my hotel with my girlfriend, and then the next morning we go get breakfast, and I sit down and get breakfast, and I look over and Joan Jett sits at the table next to me with her band. I'm going, what the fuck? I said, I just saw you at the concert. You were there at my concert? Because I was there in Chicago. We started talking, and she signed a paper for me, and I went, this is amazing. He goes, how was my concert? I said, it was badass. And I said, so badass, I decided to stay at this hotel because I knew I was going to get messed up.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to have to drive home. And so I just left the concert and came here and then got up early because they're throwing me out at noon. I got to check out. So I remember meeting Joan Jett, hanging out with Billy Gibbons at ZZ Top and getting a guitar signed. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Kid Rock, he signed 2 guitars for me.
I remember that. That was at Final Four. Right?
Final Four. That was pretty awesome. And then Dan Aykroyd, he signed a Dragnet poster for me.
Okay.
And he was shocked because he go, "What do you got? You got Ghostbusters, or you got Blues Brothers?" I went, "No, I don't have any of those." And he was intrigued. "Well, what do you got?" I showed him a Dragnet, and it had the business cards and a little bitty miniature
I know exactly
of his badge.
Right?
And he goes, "You got my business card, man!" And he signed it. And he goes, "Give me more stuff that you have." I said, "You're kidding me." He goes, "No, this brought back a lot of memories. I'm tired of Ghostbusters. I'm tired of the same stuff. You opened me up to, man, Dragnet." I said, "You started Tom Hanks' career." He goes, "No, Tom Hanks was already on the way up. He just stopped off and did Dragnet."
What's your favorite movie, Dad?
Probably Iron Man. Iron Man or Batman.
Part 1?
Any part.
Any
Give a
part?
shit.
Okay.
All parts. Anything Iron Man or anything Avengers.
Right.
But mostly Batman. Because I've met 3 Batmans. I've talked to 4.
You know how to talk like Batman?
Huh?
You know how to talk like Batman?
No, but I've talked to 4 Batmans. Ronnie Gabriel came over to my house and he goes, "Look, I'm going to call somebody, but I don't want you to freak out." And I'm looking at him. Why would I freak out? Okay, just sit right there and go, "Hey, say hello to Russell Felan." Yeah, I'm going to give him the phone. And he hands me the phone. God's my witness. I said, "Hello." And he goes, "This is Ben Affleck. I'm on set. Like, Ronnie told me to tell you hi." And I'm going, "What the fuck did you just say?" So Ben Affleck was on the phone, and I'm looking at Ronnie going, "Give me the story. Tell me the story." I hand the phone. He goes, "Well, I ran into him at a wine convention, and he came to talk to me, and we became friends. He gave me his number, and I met him at a fundraiser. I flew down in a private plane and met him in Vegas or something at a fundraiser. He says, "I got 2 tickets. Come down with one of your friends, and we'll hang out." So we hung out with him.
Nice. And
he calls his back phone. You know, it's a private number. So I talked to him like, "This is Ben Affleck, and I'm on set." I went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So, but I got to meet 3 Batmans, but talked to 4.
Awesome.
You know? And
that's pretty cool.
It's been, it's been,
that's pretty cool.
You know, it's been interesting. Like,
what's something that you can tell me that I probably don't know about you?
Tell you something about me
that I don't know.
That you don't know? Shit, you know everything about me. I mean, you see it every day.
I know, but maybe like something that I may not know that I'll be like.
I flew in a helicopter.
I know that.
Oh, you knew that?
And a plane.
Yeah, well, I took flying lessons for a while.
See, I didn't know that you played drums.
Yeah, I played drums for a while, but it was like stupidly.
Oh, tell me a story about you working at Jack in the Box when you were young.
Oh man, when I was in high school, I needed a job.
Yeah.
And
I applied at Jack in the Box.
I love Jack in the Box, man. The cheesecakes are great. So I needed a job when I was in high school, so I worked at Jack in the Box, and working the late shift before graveyard. So and when I applied, I thought I was going to be a cook or something to that effect. You know what? You got a nice voice. You're going to work the window. And I went, window? All right, whatever. And I didn't, I was supposed to wear a name tag, and I went, I'm not putting my name. I always hated my name, Russell. Always hated it.
Yeah.
So I put Jack.
Jack.
Jack in the Box. So I put Jack, and I remember everybody coming, okay, thanks, Jack, and whatever. Hey, Jack. But they never put 2 and 2 together that it's Jack because it's Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
They just thought my name was Jack. Okay, Daisy Kiss. So I remember this one girl pulled up, and she goes, your name is Jack? Just like Jack in the Box? Well, yeah. She goes, what's your last name? In the Box. She looked at me, she goes, oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
She give you her phone number?
Well, we won't go into that, but we dated for a while. Right. Yeah. We dated in the backseat for a while. Yeah. Nice. And she was a Providence girl. You know about Providence?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A A lot of fun and
A lot
action.
of problems.
Yeah, she was a good drive-through girl. Well, she came to the drive-through.
They did not. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a different. That's
Yeah,
a burger place.
And then I worked at Burger Chef.
Burger Chef.
That's by Kennedy High School. I ran away from home and stayed at my aunt's house for one summer and worked at Burger Chef. Because my aunt told me, if you're going to live here, you need to have your own money because I ain't going to give you shit. So I worked at Burger Chef. Made my own money.
Okay.
And then went drink. Oh, you know what? I used to drink Mad Dog 2020 at the cemetery.
For real? What cemetery? Just
The
anyone?
one by Kennedy.
Oh, okay. Oh man.
Yeah.
That one is. That's a crazy cemetery, Dad.
We would leave we would leave Burger Chef, and instead of walking all the way around the cemetery by couples, we would walk through the cemetery.
Oh, shit.
So we would go across the street and buy Mad Dog 2020.
Before it was popular, huh?
Yeah, before it was popular. This was early 70s.
Damn.
And we would sit in the cemetery and drink until we're almost drunk and just walk home.
Did you have a favorite color?
Yeah, red.
The red one?
Yeah, the red one. Yeah. And we would sit there and we would look around and we always saw this girl in a white dress dancing around all the headstones.
Oh, shit.
She would just dance around. But we didn't care. You know, we just sat there and
Oh,
go,
is it like a person or is it like a?
no, it was a ghost.
Oh shit!
But you know, what are you gonna do? Hey, stop that!
Hey, bitch!
Hey, you need to leave. No, we just went, did drank and go. You know, just look at her, and she'd be dancing around, and then she'd disappear.
Wow!
You know, and then we go back the next day, and she'd be dancing around the same.
I've been waiting. How's it going?
Yeah, right. What are you gonna do? Is she
Did
gonna
you
wait
ever
back?
offer her any?
Next thing she's gonna do is she's gonna take something precious. No, what are we gonna do? You can't have sex with a dead girl. You know, hey.
Oh, there's people that do.
Yeah, it's called necrophilia.
Yeah,
Why do I know that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, pedophilia.
There's also people that have sex with animals too,
That's called pedophilia.
or like
And why do I
have
know that?
sex with
I don't
them.
know. But
I've seen
we would,
videos like
me and
that.
my cousin, Philip Reyna, and this other guy that lived in the neighborhood, we would just look at her dance around and go, she's got to be a
Maybe
ghost.
she's like a stripper, like a dead stripper or something.
Why would she be a stripper?
Because she's dancing.
We didn't see no poles,
Oh,
you know,
maybe.
and there was no glitter on the ground.
Oh no!
No glitter.
No glitter on your
So
face.
we would just see her and she'd be dancing around and go like, she's got to be a ghost. And then when we take a drink and look up, gone. And
It wasn't the MD, right? Because all you guys saw it, right? So
yeah, we all saw it.
yeah, so it's
So
like,
we can't be, you know, usually when it's stuff like that, only one person sees it.
yeah,
But I said, do you see her? The guy said, do you see her? Yeah. Okay, so she's there.
Yeah.
All three of us can see her. Okay. And that's probably, we weren't scared to sit in the cemetery.
yeah, y'all are just there.
Yeah, we
chilling.
weren't afraid. We were
It's
just-
like you show up,
Hang
you sit
out.
wait for her, yeah, poker. Hey, where's she at? What the fuck?
yeah, you know, I mean, I don't have a problem with ghosts. I see ghosts, you know, I don't see ghosts, but I know they're there.
Yeah.
I do believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
You know.
So grandma, when you lived next door, she would always tell me a story.
My mom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. She used to always tell me a story about an Indian in the backyard
The backyard of the
that was
old
always looking for something. And
big
it's crazy
sombrero.
because before Madeline passed away,
Yeah.
she kind of told me a similar story about somebody in the backyard here.
Yeah.
So I was
yeah.
like, what the hell are the odds of two people saying the same type of story?
Well, supposedly they built that house first. Oh, supposedly
This one,
they
this
built this house first, and
1884.
then that one. Yeah. And the people that built this, they buried some gold here, and then they built that one. They buried some gold in the back.
Yeah.
So, you know, we went looking for the gold. We didn't find no damn gold. But I remember I'm looking out the window when I was a little boy, and I saw a Mexican man by the old garage, big sombrero. And I remember the next morning, I said, Mom, there was a man standing in the yard. This little kid. What do you look like? Old man, big sombrero. And told my dad, that's the guy that buried the gold. I said, you saw him? I said, yeah, I saw him. He goes, tell me where you saw him. So my dad dug where I saw him at by the garage, and we didn't find the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was an ongoing thing for years, trying to find the gold.
Yeah, I remember Madeline said that in the early 1900s that cowboys used to come in from the west, and they used to park their put their horses, put it in
neutral,
and they'll tie the horses to the tree outside, and that they would that her parents or grandparents would feed them coffee and beans for a nickel.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that they would go like to town. Let's say there was like 6 of them. They'll go to town, and only like 3 or 4 of them would come back.
Well,
so that was like during like the Wild Wild West and stuff. Because like,
what does that have to do with the gold?
I don't know. It's just a crazy story, and that
I didn't hear any of that. Just the gold.
Yeah, that there used to be like a healer that was from Mexico. That gentleman used to heal people in the front rooms. For real, yeah. And when I was with
I think he's still there now.
Probably. And when I was with what's his name, Josephine, she used to see the man, and when the first night she moved into the house in that room, the sheets like
fly off.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? And like that was really and when my mom was here, that was the time where we had a lot of activity. And even in my little closet room, Jackie said that that her great grandma or one of the used to have that as like a room or something. And even like growing up, like that was their like space.
Well, the boys, when I moved into the house on West Commerce, old lady Rufo died there.
Yeah.
And the boys, I always told them, don't be scared of ghosts. They can't bother you. They do exist to a certain extent, but they can't hurt you. And they would always see her in the hallway, going back and forth. And Rufo told me she had a heart attack and died in the hallway.
Oh wow!
And it's weird how I asked her, said, I've always saw something, a shadow in the hall. She goes, she had a heart attack. So maybe your ghost is trapped there in the hall. I mean, there are doors. She can go to the I want to go to the kitchen from now on, have a cup of coffee. So the boys were never scared until one day we're watching TV. And, my house has the old 100-year wallpaper. Now I've gotten rid of it. But I remember the 3 of us watching TV. Yeah, and we're watching, and wallpaper up against the planking.
Yeah.
You have rats up there, and they leave little droppings. Sooner or later, the droppings get to be so much after 110 years that the whole thing, part of it just fell. And I'm not kidding. Before I stood up, those 3 little boys, they were in the hallway. Daddy, what was that? I said, wallpaper fell.
Yeah.
So, man, they got out of there fast. And luckily, I had somebody sheetrock the whole thing and did that to one room at a time over the years. I only have one room that says, well, this is my dining room. I just want to keep it like that.
Yeah.
It's all falling.
Yeah, it still looks nice. You make it look really good, Dad.
Yeah.
Your collection is amazing.
Then people say, how do you get your guitars up in the ceiling? I said, you know what? About 2,000 years ago, there was something called a ladder, and that's how I get them up there.
Yeah.
So it's been fun to be able to figure out how to put guitars on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And for them to look nice. Creativity.
So if anybody watching and they want to take a tour, do you ever let random people or?
Yes, well, I don't want a whole bunch of people stopping by.
Yeah.
But if they want to,
I'll have them get a hold of me first. And
then screen them, and if she's cute, we'll talk about that. But if you Google my name, Russell D Felan, I got a 27-minute little documentary on my museum. Watch it then.
Yeah. And that was filmed there at the house.
At my casa.
This, of course, is going to be on YouTube as well. Already is live. We're on Facebook, and our audio is going to be on Spotify for people that do follow me. This is Russell Felan, my father, a great person, always there for me.
Created you?
Yeah, he had part.
You
Yeah.
were my firstborn.
And on the 25th, I will be celebrating my 40th birthday. I don't know what I'm
The
I'm
big
gonna be
4-0.
doing, but
I know we're gonna do something. Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
I'll get the troops together, and it's your 40th.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, something.
We've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. It doesn't seem like it's been.
Yeah, and I don't have to pee yet.
No, okay, so we can go on for another hour.
Yeah, I don't care. I know I got to be at work in the morning.
Yeah.
I
gotta find some glue for my shoes.
You gotta find some what?
Some glue for my shoes.
You should.
I was running.
Some glue.
I was running, and then my only nice pair of shoes, I messed them up. So
Yeah.
it's all right. I'll figure it out.
I mean, I've got some glue at the house. I'll bring it over.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
10.
Wow. 6. Another pair.
Another pair.
So I'm glad you're here. This house has a lot of memories since I grew up next door. Jackie and Leo were a little bit younger than us, and since our mother didn't let us off the property, we had to pretty much stay here. So we befriended Jackie and Leo. So I remember we used to always be in the backyard. Them on their side of the fence and us on our side of the fence. I don't know why we never crossed over. And we would play games or play whatever.
Throwing a football.
Yeah, whatever. And it's weird how decades later, you're staying here in Jackie's house. And Madeline, I remember she came over after my mom died. She came over wanting to talk about mom and stuff. And I said, "Why are you in the neighborhood?" So when I went by the house, I had to board it up. I rented it to a guy, and he turned it into a brothel. I went, "A brothel?" She goes, "Yeah, that's I know what a brothel is, but do you have the phone number of the guy?" And she starts laughing. She goes, "Mijo, you always can make me laugh." And I went, "No, I'm not kidding. Do you have the guy's number? I mean, I've been at a friend in a while." So she asked me, "Do you want a house? You want the house?" And I went, "What do you want the house? I'll give it to you, Mijo, for $400 a month." I went, "Hell yeah!" And I remember you were having problems at the place that you were at. And I said, "That'd be great to have him 2 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
Come over and cut my yard. And whatever."
I do gotta go and trim those branches in the back.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
brush picked
No, but I
off.
was only kidding about that. But it's the fact that you were having a bit of a situation in that duplex or fourplex
Yeah.
you were at. And I remember you were leaving the Hard Rock and somebody robbed you and took away your shoes. And I said, "Man,
I have bad luck.
yeah, no, you have luck. It's just all bad."
Yeah.
Okay. And then you met that girl and she ended up ODing. And I went, "I got to get your ass out of that house."
Yeah.
So I remember calling you at the Hard Rock and said, "I'm going to go pick you up." "Where are we going, Dad?" "None of your damn business. Just be outside waiting for me." "Yes, sir, Dad." Picked you up, brought you here, gave you the key, and said, "This is your new home." And I remember you used to tell me you hated to get off of work because you didn't want to go home. And
Yeah.
now I could hardly wait to get out of work so I could go to my new house. And luckily somebody owed me some money, so traded for furniture. And I've just been lucky to be able to help you out as much as I can, And good to see some of my autographs on the wall, some of my creations. It's good.
Yeah, it's nothing like your museum, but this is my comfort zone. Of course, this is where I pay homage to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're my favorite rap group. You, of course, got me some of the autographs off of your auction. You see them, you're like, "Oh, hey, my son likes them. Let me do that." So hopefully when I return, I'll be able to have them on the podcast. If not, I'll continue my journey doing whatever else I was intended to do, which I feel is in the restaurant business. That's what I really want to do. I've always wanted to own my own restaurant, manage it, run it, be there, sleep there if I have to. I'm very passionate about food. That's what I really, really.
I'm passionate about wanting to eat right now.
Yeah, I know, man.
We'll go eat somewhere.
I always wanted to have a food truck. So before it's all said and done, Dad, I'm gonna have that, and I do want to own an establishment called Pops Round the Clock. I want it to be a 24-hour diner and paying homage to you.
Pay homage to me.
Yeah.
And
Hey, while you're still alive.
While I'm making 50% of the profit.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
75.
No, just give me 50. I don't need the money.
Yeah, because I want to keep those memories alive. I want to like go into a place and be like, man, have like a black cow or like from different restaurants that used to take us.
Carol's was one of man. I used to eat at Carol's every Sunday.
Yeah, I remember going, and if
Ralph Carroll was a former Rey Feo, and every time I went in there and there was a bunch of people, he would pull me aside. What do you need, Russell?
Yeah.
He used to call me Mr. Lulac. What do you need, Mr. Lulac? And I'm going, you guys say, hey, you're Lulac.
Yeah, I remember sometimes we went to like a table in the back. He was
always, he was a great guy. Ralph Carroll's restaurant. And I think
that movie was in Selena,
twins, huh? They shot some of the Selena movie there. They're inside and then the back.
Yeah.
Right. And
these plates are too hot.
Yeah.
That was the actual kitchen too. That was their kitchen.
It was their restaurant, the dining room. They moved some of the chairs. They shot there, and then the back, they shot it like it was in Mexico. Yeah, one of the concerts.
Yeah, because they had those little Mayan things in the back, right?
Yeah, somebody gave them to him or whatever.
Right.
And he turned the whole back into a Mayan.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I
remember you had something there. You had something there, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
I think.
And when they sold everything, the furniture and stuff, I ended up with one of the last piñatas. I bought the last one. I still have it. And then when you walked in on one of the wrought iron poles, they had this red piece of board with little hooks that you would hang your hat on.
Yeah.
I own one. And then when
you had some stools, huh?
And when you sat in the waiting room, there was two red tables that are set on black stands. I still own those. I had three of them. I gave one to Bill Drain. It reminded me of the Kerms. So I gave him one for his birthday.
Yeah.
And refurbished them, redid all of them, brought them back to life. One day I had nothing to do and sprayed it, cleaned it, sprayed it.
Oh yeah.
Now they look, nice. Yeah, they're heavy as hell.
I think that's where they made the Walgreens, and now the Walgreens is closed.
Yeah, now the Walgreens is closed, so who knows what they're going to do with the property.
That Terum sign, it was there for a while. Oh
yeah,
wow.
Bill Miller's bought the property.
Not Bill Miller's.
Bill Miller's bought that property was the old house for Cabernet, and Henry Cisneros bought it for $1, something to that effect. As long as it got moved.
Yeah.
So he cut it into 4 pieces, and then I saw it. I put a lounge chair up front and saw it go by my house.
Yeah,
and then he reassembled it down the street.
Yeah, it's like right before Trinity, huh? In Commerce.
Yeah. It's at the old caddy corner from Sacred Heart School.
Yeah.
And he has his Sunshine School there.
Yeah, they do something there for
kids.
For kids,
yeah. For kids. He does a lot of community stuff on the west side.
Just like you.
Yeah, but him to a different. The fact is, we have different. I do stuff to help the community. He does stuff to buy properties to help the community to a bigger scale. Okay. So we're on. He's a lot more financially set than I am. Yeah. So he's got more of an advantage over me. And a lot of the properties he has, he leases them out and makes the money for whatever nonprofit. Right. So nice. He's a good man. Good man. I know him very well. Her and Mary Alice.
Dad, thank you again for being on. We're gonna go ahead and just
call it quits.
Call it quits for a bit.
Yeah, your stomach is growling.
Yeah, popsicles is all I ate so far.
Huh?
I had popsicles today,
back it up.
Yeah, but thank y'all very much for whoever watched.
Happy to be here. Happy to be on your final final little podcast. And
for now until
hopefully somebody got a laugh out of this, or two,
and people get to see that my father is around.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
I'm trying to be a good father as well.
Yeah, we all try.
And 19 days, no alcohol yet.
19 days.
Yeah, 19 days.
I'm going on. I haven't had a beer since last week. Since last week, we're gonna go get a beer now.
All right, much love, y'all. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Of course.
Hope you all enjoyed this. Support my son, and watch the next stuff he does when he comes back after whatever he's doing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Much love, y'all.
Yeah. Thank you, San Antonio. Thank you, America.
America. Yeah, we're also heard in like 28 countries on Spotify.
Biden.
Oh yeah.
Grab the shovel and bury the old me. SATG. And fuck what you heard. We at 300 and we're on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Yeah, that's my